Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered? The stars are like tiny lights in a vast, dark universe. For centuries, humans have gazed upward, asking, are we alone? Is there life beyond Earth? These questions aren't just for scientists. They're part of what makes us human. Our curiosity about the cosmos connects us across generations and cultures. That's why stories about UFOs fascinate so many. They're mysteries that challenge what we know. For years, UFOs were dismissed or whispered about, but that's changing. Now, more people are asking questions and demanding answers. The idea of visitors from elsewhere is moving from fringe to mainstream conversation. We've explored our planet's depths and heights, but the universe still holds its secrets. The UFO mystery pushes us to imagine what's possible: technology, life, and realities beyond our own. Today, November 21st, 2025, this conversation is louder than ever. People are talking, sharing, and pressing leaders for the truth. This shift shows we're ready to face big questions together. Maybe the universe is stranger and more wonderful than we ever thought. The journey for answers is just beginning, and it belongs to all of us. We're not just looking up, we're reaching out. The search for truth is a shared adventure. What we find could change everything. The age of wondering is becoming the age of discovery. In this era of open conversation, a new film has arrived, The Age of Disclosure. Created by Hollywood producer Dan Farah, this documentary isn't fiction, it's an investigation. The film brings together voices from government, military, and intelligence to discuss the UFO secret. Released today in select cities and on Amazon Prime, it aims to reveal a story hidden for decades. The Age of Disclosure is more than UFO tales. It's a serious look at nearly 80 years of secrecy. The film claims there's been a long, coordinated effort to hide the truth about non-human life. Farah traveled, interviewed over 30 insiders, and gathered powerful testimony. His goal: spark a national conversation and present evidence for everyone to consider. The film premiered at a major festival and is now available to all. Its message: the time for secrecy is ending, and the time for answers is here. These aren't random voices, they're people with access to classified information. The film's title says it all. Disclosure means sharing secrets. The Age of Disclosure argues that we're living in a moment when those secrets are finally coming out. Farah hopes his film will unlock the door to understanding. It's an invitation to learn, question, and join the search for truth. The conversation is no longer in the shadows. It's time for everyone to be part of it. The Age of Disclosure makes a bold claim. Governments, especially the US, have recovered technology not made by humans. This isn't a recent discovery. The film says it's been happening for decades. Secret programs have collected pieces, even whole craft, from unknown origins. The film doesn't insist these are extraterrestrial. They could be from another dimension or hidden intelligence. What matters? This technology isn't ours. Whistleblowers and former officials describe materials and flight capabilities far beyond human science. These discoveries were so shocking, secrecy became the top priority. Most government officials, and the public, were kept in the dark. The film builds its case on testimony and evidence from insiders. It asks, what if, all this time, we've had proof we're not alone? This claim is the foundation for everything else in the documentary. It's why the secrecy exists, and why the conversation matters now. The film challenges us to consider, what if it's true? Are we ready to face that reality? If governments have non-human technology, what's their next move? The film says, they're racing to copy it. The US, Russia, and China are locked in a secret competition to reverse engineer this technology. The stakes? Power, control, and a future beyond imagination. The film calls it the atomic race on steroids, even bigger than the Manhattan Project. Whoever wins could leap ahead in weapons, energy, and travel. This secret race explains the deep, lasting cover-up. Each nation wants the advantage, so secrecy is paramount. The film describes a hidden Cold War, fought in labs and research sites. The prize? A scientific leap thousands of years ahead. As more information leaks, the race intensifies, and so does the pressure for transparency. The documentary warns, this secret race breeds suspicion and danger. But what if, instead, this technology was shared for the good of all? The film asks us to imagine a future built on cooperation, not secrecy. The Age of Disclosure features over 30 senior US government and military officials. Their presence signals, this is no longer a fringe topic, it's a national security issue. Among them is Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who discusses unidentified objects over restricted military sites. He states clearly, "It's not ours, we don't know whose it is." Such admissions from top leaders are unprecedented. The film shows bipartisan unity. Democrats and Republicans alike demand answers. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, a leading advocate for transparency, joins Rubio in calling for investigation. This rare political agreement highlights the urgency and seriousness of the issue. These leaders aren't claiming aliens are here, but they confirm something unknown is happening in our skies. They see it as a potential threat and want the truth. By speaking out, they legitimize the conversation and encourage others to take it seriously. Their voices help move the topic into the mainstream. The film uses their credibility to push for openness. This is no longer a subject for whispers, it's a matter of public concern. The age of disclosure shows that leadership is finally engaging. The search for answers is now a national priority. The documentary goes further, claiming the government has recovered not just craft, but non-human bodies. Insiders say some crash sites included the remains of biological entities, beings not like us. The film doesn't show photos, but relies on testimony from those with alleged knowledge. These bodies, described as non-human, are a world-changing revelation. The technology itself is described as almost magical. Materials stronger and lighter than anything we know, craft that defy physics. Scientists are still struggling to understand even the basics. These claims are at the heart of the secrecy. If true, they would be the biggest secret in history. The film argues it's time to end the silence and face the truth, no matter how strange. Are we ready for what comes next? The age of disclosure reveals that the UFO secret wasn't just hidden from the public, it was hidden from most of the government, even presidents. A tiny group controlled the information, buried deep in special programs within government and private companies. Even when presidents asked, they might not get the full story. The secret was kept on a strict need-to-know basis. So how is it coming out now? Whistleblowers. High-level insiders have risked their careers to share what they know with Congress and journalists. Without them, the secret might have stayed buried. Their courage has sparked congressional hearings and new investigations. Leaders are now demanding answers and transparency. The walls of secrecy are finally cracking. The film credits these whistleblowers as the heroes of disclosure. Thanks to them, the truth is emerging. The age of silence is ending. What does Dan Farah want from the age of disclosure? He wants a real national conversation. Farah believes the topic is too important for secrecy or whispers. He's not asking for every secret, just basic transparency. He wants the government to admit what it knows and let the public in. The film is meant to empower people to ask questions and demand answers. Recently, it was even shown to members of Congress. Farah's hope, to make silence impossible and spark real change. The film is a tool for the public to claim their right to know. The moment for open debate is now. We stand at a crossroads. The age of disclosure lays out a challenging story. Secret technology, non-human bodies, and decades of cover-up. The film asks us to consider these claims with open minds. But the journey doesn't end here. It's just beginning. The next step depends on us. Will we talk, question, and seek the truth? Open discussion is how we move forward, by asking leaders for transparency and supporting those searching for answers. Whether every claim is true or not, the conversation itself matters. It pushes us to ask what it means to be human and to imagine new possibilities. The mystery of UFOs could lead to new technologies, new understanding, or even contact with other beings. The future is unwritten, and we're all part of it. The sky is full of stars, and maybe answers. The age of wondering is becoming the age of discovery. The next step belongs to you. What will you do with it?